Go on then.
1,000 stories began in college hallways, as did theirs.
Sounds familiar.
Alone by the locker she stood, that winter afternoon, playing with the long, dark brown hair, her lips slightly parted as she read a book of poems.
Bukowski. It's time you return that book.
Completely at ease she stood that winter afternoon, oblivious to a dozen glances. Glances thirsting for even the faintest whisper of acknowledgement. Not a breath drawn. Every move spelled grace and royalty. Indifference was seldom this captivating. Like the silent seas on a moonless night, terrifyingly serene. And all this in her inimitable fashion, while chewing gum, almost defiantly irreverent to the poetry of this sight, this vision that greeted him. Him, the bookish unassured, aspiring writer. Her, the painter. The free-spirited belle, half the college's desire. Oh, if you could but hear the voice in her head as she read her poetry. Oh, how it feel. Like the slumbering and softly reassuring advances of death. After a lifetime of suffering.
Okay. Now get to the part where you finally approach me.
Here goes. He walks up to her, slowly and deliberately. She looks up, big brown eyes appraising. Looking right through him, was there a flicker of interest? It was hard to tell. The walk, she says to herself, noticing his approach. The exchange, when they did finally stand face to face, was rather brief. He first points at a book and says, I love Bukowski too. And he says this casually, as if picking up from a briefly interrupted earlier conversation. Her face is hard to read. She stares at him for a moment, then shuts the book and hands it to him. Here, she goes. You can have it. Was there a smile she just suppressed? He stares blankly, turning the pages of the book. My phone number is in the last page, she points out. It fails to register. The possibility that she may be willing had never really struck him. Coffee after class then, she asks, slowly breaking into an awkward smile. He extends his hand. Him, he says. Her, she replies. She smiles a smile again and turns to leave. And his eyes follow her down the corridor and watch her enter a classroom.
Have you ever thought how it would be if we had actually met that day?
All the time.
I should never have met Andy that day.
Andy the Rash.
Or gone on that drive. If only... This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Keep it shining till Jesus come. I'm gonna let it shine. Keep it shining till Jesus come. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine.